Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and this is big news. I told you to hit the notification bell so you don't miss this video, and we're going to change things up on the channel here. All my cars are for sale. Yes, all of them. We're selling everything. So my cars that go up in value, like they go up in value every year, like the Porsche 993 Turbo, the Acura NSX, the BMW 1M, the Z3M Coupe. These cars don't go in value, the M2, but we're only selling the M2 because we're getting the M2 competition for this channel. And the daily drivers are not for sale. The Audi S8 I just got and that I actually need for work. And the Jeep Grand Cherokee is my wife's car and that's not for sale either. But you have a chance to buy the M2 where the whole history is like a Carfax. Better than a Carfax, you have a monthly review going back 2.5 years. And again, I love that car. I would keep it forever. But I'm only selling it because to pay for the M2 competition. So hit me up if you're interested in that car. And then my 4 cars that go up in value every single year: the 1 Series M, the Z3M Coupe, the Acura NSX, and the Porsche 993 Turbo. Now we're not going to sell all of them. We're actually going to use that money to buy other cars. So I've just switched jobs. I don't want to take any money out of the bank or out of savings. But you know, we've had those cars probably about 4 years. I've had NSXs going back to 2012. I've had the 993 Turbo, I think, 4 years. The BMW 1M, the Z3M Coupe, 4 years. So we'll do 4-year reviews on them. They're officially for sale now. If you want to give me an email, I'd love for them to go to a subscriber. We're not going to sell them all. We'll probably sell 2 to 3 of those cars, and then we'll use that money to get another 2 or 3 cars, or maybe package 2 or 3 cars to get an exotic. I was thinking McLaren 570S. Maybe a Lamborghini, maybe a Ferrari. So leave your comment below what cars you'd like to see on the channel. That was the whole point, actually, when I started this channel 2 years ago, was I was going to do long-term reviews of my 8 cars. You remember, we sold the S2000, we sold the black NSX. That was actually my first video. And we sold the GLA 45. So we've done long-term reviews on all those cars. We've done long-term reviews on all these cars. And it'd be nice to get a couple other cars, and it's almost like being Motor Trend here. We have we'll have 7 or 8 long-term reviews going on every one time, and every year we'll buy a couple cars and sell a couple cars. So if this, the channel keeps continuing and growing, my goal is to own every cool sports car at some point in my life. So I want to get out there and get some other cars. So we're not going to sell all those cars. And I could never choose, that's like choosing between your babies. I can't choose between the 1M and Z3M Coupe because they're both, to me, the best M cars ever made. Visceral driving experience, both of them. Low production numbers, some of the rarest M cars made, like I said, and just probably the best M driving experience I've had. They're manual transmissions, rear drive, and I could never choose between those 2 cars. So you're going to choose, because somebody will buy one and maybe I'll keep the other one and vice versa. So we'll always have some kind of M2 on this channel, whether it's my M2 or the M2 competition. I'd like to try out some other cars. So I can tell you that Porsche 993 Turbo goes up in value every year, and it's better than any GT3 I've ever driven, and they're not making any more of them. It's got no traction control, no stability control, and when those turbos kick in, you better be pointing straight. Your wheels better be pointing straight, so that's an amazing experience for somebody. The NSX is an 05, the last year, the original NSX, only 26 made in blue. So hopefully just a couple of cars will sell, no more than 2 or 3 total, including the M2. And then we'll package that, for the M2 competition and some other cars, whether we get different BMW M cars, or we get AMGs, or we get a Supra, or we get an R. I'd love to have an FD, RX-7. I'd love to have a Skyline. So, there's a lot of cars. Remember, as I said in the last video, 8 cars is fine, 9 is ridiculous. So I don't want to have too many cars where I can't drive and they're just sitting around. It's very expensive to store these cars in climate control warehouses, and I don't want to write checks every month for cars that I'm not even using. So that's the big news here. So if you know anybody that wants a 993 Turbo, an NSX, a 1 Series M, a Z3M Coupe, an M2, share this video with them, because I'd love for it to be somebody's subscriber on the channel. Again, better than a Carfax, when you can see monthly and long-term reviews on all these cars. And it would be great to go to enthusiasts. And if they don't sell, we keep them, I love these cars. The reason I've gone through 100 different cars for sure. And I can tell you that, a lot of cars I would sell every year, buy a car, keep it for a year, sell it for another one. And the reason I kept these cars all of them for 4 years, that they're just fantastic cars. I don't think there are better cars out there for the money. And the good news for you is they go up in value every year overall. You know, some years they'll go up, some years they go down, depending what the economy is doing in the car market. But I can tell you, you know, the 4 years I've owned the cars, they've gotten up in value every single year. So instead of buying you know, an M240 or a new M4 that's going to depreciate 50%, in the first 2 or 3 years, you can buy one of these and they'll go up, you know, a couple $1,000s every year, maybe even more than that. And that covers all your expenses, covers your insurance, covers all your maintenance. And, you know, the longer you keep them as they get, you know, approach 30 years old, you know, they could be potentially worth big money one day. And it'd be great that, you know, I got somebody that subscribed to my channel or a new subscriber that's just seeing this video gets to have that experience. So basically, before I did YouTube, you know, my whole philosophy was driving cars for free. So I wanted to pick visceral cars that were stick shift, manual, usually rear drive. The 993 Turbo is all-wheel drive, so usually rear drive, or all-wheel drive that they don't make anymore, that were visceral driving experiences. They can never make another 993 Turbo because all the cars are going to have traction control, stability control. You know, they're going to weigh and be like a heavy pig. You know, and G3M Coupe, you'll never see another car like that again. That's like an icon, that car. And now maybe it can be an attainable dream for somebody. That car can get a good home, and I would love it that somebody, you know, loves the car as much as I do. So that was my whole philosophy, drive these cars for free. If you own 7 or 8 cars, for example, like I have, if they depreciated $10,000 a year, you know, you're losing $70,000 or $80,000 a year in depreciation, you'd be broke real quick. So I always, you know, drive these cars for free, and that was my philosophy for all of them. They're going to go up in value. That's going to cover all my expenses, my maintenance, my cost for tires and brakes, warehousing, insurance, and I basically got to have a 993 Turbo experience for free, or an NSX experience for free, or a M-Car experience for free, and you could do the same, because obviously as these cars get older, they actually appreciate at a higher percentage rate. And all my cars are in great shape. They all have newer tires and brakes. They're all fully serviced. I have service records for every one of them. So hit me up before I change my mind. Glenn's Car Collection at gmail.com. Glenn's Car Collection at gmail.com. I just couldn't choose between my babies. I just want to have extra funds to buy different cars for you guys on the channel, so we're always mixing it up. So if you know anybody interested in these cars, send them this, share this video with them, because obviously they can look through my channel and they can see video after video on each one of these cars, and you know that's better than any Carfax, when you can actually see the person that owns them, where he keeps them, how he takes care of them, how they've been, you know, taken care of and looked after. And I still have a ton of videos on these cars, so if a couple of them sell, I can still do, you know, a story video, how I found this car, why I chose this one over another one, how to buy them correctly, what I think the future values are. And I think we're going to do a lot of videos like that, how to drive these cars for free, or certainly minimal amounts. And I'll give you my picks for the next cars I think are going to go up. But those 4 cars will certainly go up. The M2, I think, is the bargain. You know, I'm still hurting with the idea that the M2 competition is $20,000 more. I don't think it's $20,000 better. But, you know, I have an order. It's on its way. It should be here in a couple of weeks. So I think the M2 is the bargain. A 16 to 18 BMW M2, you can grab one of them for $45,000. And the M2 competition is not going to be $20,000 better. Remember, the M2 competition is new, so it's going to depreciate $20,000 also. So I think if you could afford any car, money's no object, get the M2 competition, because that's going to be the sharpest, best version of the M2. But remember, they're going to make a Club Sport version. Most likely, they may even make a GTS version. In a couple years, we'll have an all-new 2 Series, so there'll be another M2. And then we'll go through the gamut again. It'll be a base M2, probably a competition. We even see that with the new M5. They came out with a great new M5. Now they already have a competition version. So you're always going to be chasing and losing money, which is not what my philosophy is about. I think that's probably the best buy out there. If you want a new car, you know, that's still under warranty, would be a 2016 or 2017 BMW M2. It's, you know, you can get one probably for $45,000. You can get it whatever your choice of color. Long Beach Blue, Mineral Gray, Sapphire Black, Alpine White, your choice of transmission, 6-speed manual or dual clutch, and it's just a phenomenal car. I mean, you know, that car is always going to be worth, for a long time anyway, you know, $40,000, $38,000. You know, the M2 competition will come down probably to $45,000 after, you know, it depreciates from $65,000. But if you want to get in a modern car with minimal depreciation, I would go after a regular M2. If you can afford any car, then certainly check out the M2 competition. So there you have it. My cars are for sale. Hopefully they go to good owners. So spread the video, spread the word, and we'll see what happens. Thanks again for following me on this journey. Check out our website, glenscarcollection.com. If you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for watching. Take care.